Hello and welcome to the VSMcon, sponsored by the SC Times and ConnectAll. I appreciate you joining my session today. I'm going to start out with a little story. I've been talking to a lot of people in the industry. ConnectAll is well known to be part of the VSM marketplace, market segment, and, we're pretty loud in what we talk about it. So I was talking to a customer the other day, a prospect, about value stream management. And he said, Lance, some of the other people are saying different things than you are saying. And I said, there's a lot of different messaging going out there. And that's where I came up with this thought of the question is, as we're growing the value stream market, is it value management or value stream management? And I think we need to answer that question when you think about value stream management and what a value stream management platform can do for you. I then went out and I looked at a whole bunch of different organizations and how they define value stream management. And I found each one said it was different and said different things. Now, some were close and some were on target to what it is, but some wrote things like value stream management is a lean principle that helps determine the value of software development and delivery efforts and resources. That didn't quite make sense to me. I have to admit that I was a little confused by that one. Here's another: value stream management helps teams document, analyze, and manage the measurable value of their DevOps projects and processes. Again, confusing. And that one actually continues on to saying, similar to like requirements management, value stream management enables customers to fund, schedule, track, and manage work from investment planning to execution. This is all the definitions out there. And I could see where this would be confusing, and that's where I came up with this question that we need to answer. Is it value management or is it value stream management? And consumers are completely confused by this. And some of the times, they don't even know to be confused. They don't have enough information. They're only taking what we're talking about from a marketing perspective. Now, I've always followed the exact real world definition that comes from the years and years of my time in manufacturing. And the value stream management platform itself really doesn't care what you're doing or whether what you're creating is valuable. It doesn't really look at that. It's really all about value-added and non-value-added activities in the value stream. The value stream, yes, is about delivering value to the customer, but it's more about the efficiency of that value, not what you're doing, not whether what you're doing is valuable or not. In the real definition of this is really in defining the value stream, and then we can talk about value stream management relevant to that. So right out of Gimba Academy, I'm huge fans of their work. If you ever want to learn about value stream management, lean principles, go right over to their website and you can sign up for all kinds of videos on lean, value stream, all those things there. And it's very simply put, a value stream can be defined as all the steps, both value-added and non-value-added, required to take products and services from raw materials into the waiting arms of happy customers. That's a value stream. It doesn't say whether what's going through the value stream is valuable or not. That's a whole nother list of things that you have to determine what to do. And, this is standard material flow. I'm sure you've seen this value stream picture, across all of the different organizations. So again, it's important. Value-added, non-value-added activities, not whether what you're working on is valuable or not. So example of non-value-added and value-added activities, for example, rework, fixing bugs, defects, finding bugs, defects. That's a non-value-added activity, but necessary. Don't misinterpret what I'm saying. You do need to find and fix bugs and work on those. But as a non-value added activity, you need to figure out how to automate that. And that's why we have so many great testing solutions these days that do all kinds of things. And so, it's really important to get this point that it is necessary, but it's a non-value added activity. So can you automate that? Can you get a solution to help you make that quicker for you while you automate your value stream, which is about removing waste, which is those non-value added activities. So for example, here's a quick level example of something we can do in the value stream just to add a new button, right? You get the request, a ticket gets approved. That approval then goes to a technical lead, a technical assignment, developed. All this stuff takes time, and there's steps in here that are just non-value added. And there's processes that are non-value added as well. So can we automate those? Can we reduce those? Can I take the time down and save time to make it quicker to market? But again, to my first point is nothing here is saying, is that button that's being created valuable to the customer? And here's another traditional view that I've talked about as epics move through the system, right? Intake, approval, design, goes into development. All these steps take time, and these are artifacts that go through the system. And you can find waste in these processes. For example, approvals are non-value added to the customer, but necessary, right? So how can I automate that? How can I do something different? How can I understand my risk in a different way or capture that with all of that non-value added work? Then it goes into your backlog. It goes into planning, delivery, and all the way through. And all of these things take time. And when you look at them in this way, and this is cycle time, and I have a lot of interesting opinions about cycle time and some of the flow metrics. But you see, the goal is to look at this and figure out, where am I wasting time? How can I be more efficient at delivering, right? And if I look at my operational flow, there's all kinds of things I can do to remove this waste. I mean, 6 days to go through regression testing to staging, deployment, and so on. That could be trimmed down. That could be trimmed down quite a bit, either by automating that from happening, automating the testing. There are all different things that you can do in order to improve these timeframes. And you do a value stream management optimization session. So this in itself is value stream management, looking at how artifacts flow through your organization, how they get deployed, the time they wait at states, looking for areas where you can remove steps in order to be more efficient and have a better flow through here. And that's value stream management. I'm going to come back to the point I said earlier, though. Nothing says here whether what's going through is valuable or not. When you're looking at this and you're doing value stream management, lean principles come into play. There's 7 areas of waste. What's great about these areas of waste, or MUDA, is you can use that as a way to have a discussion about that as waste. Yeah, it gives you something to talk about, not just saying, well, that's wasting time. You can say, well, that's talent waste, meaning that I'm using the wrong resources to accomplish these goals. So if I'm using, full stack developers to write test cases all the time, that might be talent waste, and I can figure that out. Inventory waste, I've got too much in my backlog. Movement waste, moving artifacts from one to the other. Wait state waste, how long do these things stay in waiting? And all of these are pretty self-evident, right? Right here, I've got defects too. Like I said, defects are non-value added. Fixing them are non-value added. Over-processing waste. Now, we run into that a lot where, you have 5 quality checks. Now, that's an issue, right? That's over-processing waste. Transportation waste, that's moving things between systems. So these areas, it just lets you talk about that, right? You could, when you're working with organizations and you're doing value stream management, okay, that looks like that's movement waste. Why am I moving things from one place to the other? Or why am I transporting that piece of code from here over to there? That seems like that's a little wasteful. So that's what's really great about these systems. Now, again, none of this says what we're working on is valuable, right? And all the way back to where Value stream management, lean principles began with the Toyota production system, which is the first book. I read on this a long time ago. And the founder of that, he's simply saying this is value stream management. All we are doing is looking at a timeline from movement of the customers gives us an order to the collection of cash. That's all we're looking at, that, and trying to remove non-value added wastes. Again, I know I've said that too much through this presentation already. Not whether that's valuable or not. We're trying to remove waste to deliver that value that the customers asked us to create in the most efficient way possible. And the definition, and again, this is a really great book we've been talking about, which is the 8 steps of doing value stream management. It's commit to lean, choose a value stream, learn lean, map your current state, identify waste, map your future state, do a Kaizen, and then create an improvement plan. So when you're looking at these diagrams that you've laid out of your value stream, if you're committed to understand lean and you can look where you can find waste, you can then figure out how to remove it. And you're also going to measure along the way. You need to identify your metrics. That's number 5 there. This is doing value stream management. Value stream management, according to the company I referred to earlier and what I've read about, is this. Value stream management enables organizations to deliver goods and services to their customers more rapidly, at higher quality and lower cost, by streamlining the flow of value across the enterprise. That is the best definition of value stream management I have seen. And the interesting part, it doesn't say what you're delivering as value. It's the flow of value that you're improving. So that's why I often talk about see, measure, automate. You'll be able to see the value stream, measure it with the metrics, analytics, and so on. And then I can go and automate, and I can use a value stream management platform to do all these. So a VSP should allow you to see your value stream, measure it, and remove waste. All those different types of waste we talked about earlier, whether that's movement waste, whether that is transportation waste, and so on. So let's talk about value management for a second. Here's where the waters get muddy. Here's where things get a little ambiguous. Here's where you're not really sure, because how do you measure value? It's not like I can just put it on a scale and say this is valuable or not valuable. There's all different ways of doing this. And I've been working in this area of requirements management and value stream management for a long time now. And there's different ways of creating 2x2s to help you guess if something's valuable or important to the business or important to that customer. And you can always tie it back to the business and projected revenue, or to customers, and you can say that it's dollars and cents value. But value is different to everybody. The word value makes it more complicated. So am I delivering value? Well, it might be valuable to me, not valuable to somebody else. What I suggest is this. Because it's so muddy and murky, why don't we look at that through the same lens that I talked about earlier, right? And as we look at these artifacts, right, you could say, okay, so there's all these things going through the system. How do I know if they're valuable? Again, there's that word. But my point is, why don't we look at it like this? Why don't we look at it through that same lens? Am I delivering something of value? Is a value-added thing or a non-value-added thing that I'm delivering to the customer? For example, requirements that fix technical debt are non-value added to the customer. However, it's necessary to fix technical debt. It's something you definitely should be doing and looking at, depending on a bunch of things. Now, years ago in Y2K, I had a whole system that was heat treat, and the system was based on a 4GL green screen system, and we looked at the Y2K problem and solved it. And we kept using that system. And we used it for decades after. It served its need. Was it older technology? Yeah. Was it technical debt? Absolutely. Was it still effective? Yes. So you have to think about it through all those different points of view. Now, I brought up the flow, this flow load, because it's an example of a good thing to look at of whether you're delivering value or not. And flow load shows you, am I fixing technical debt? Do I have more defects? Am I delivering new features and new capabilities? And I can determine in this way, am I putting more value to the customer into the system? And you can make some guess and say normally that's new features and capabilities and different things like that the customers are going to be able to use. And it's just kind of a guess because you never know. One thing that's valuable to you might not be valuable to a customer. And there's all kinds of different metrics that you can capture from your value stream to help determine that, right? We can do weighting. We can do all these things that different systems have. And you can bring all that together. And, there's different types of metrics that you can get to do that. And, we have some at ConnectAll that really help you understand, how important this is to this market segment against this one. Am I delivering more through my system that are feature driven or organizational driven? I guess where I'm going from here and going to is this. This is value management. This is value stream management. Value management is, am I delivering value? Am I doing that sustainably? Am I delivering it to the customers and what they demand? Value stream management is, am I doing it effectively? Am I removing waste, both value added and non-value added? It doesn't care whether what you're putting through it is valuable or not. It just wants to make sure that you're doing it efficiently. And in value management, is it valuable? Am I giving something to the market, to my customers that they'll want is valuable to them as an organization? And that has an effect on larger scale companies as well. My bottom line point on all of this is you have to be able to do both. You need to be able to look at the things that are going into your value stream, ensure that they're valuable, whether they connect to business outcomes and OKRs, right? Those have to get down into your value stream delivered. And you can look at, how many things am I delivering against this initiative or that initiative in order to promote your business from a business perspective. And you need to do both. That's just the bottom line. You have to be able to, a value stream management platform should allow you to both make sure that you're delivering value and give you the insights you need to know whether you're doing that efficiently and how you can use the platform to remove waste. And some of the best value stream management platforms out there today help you do both with their metrics, with their analytics, we'd be able to see flow by being able to integrate, interoperate, work with other solutions, and make sure that you're delivering the best of both worlds to the customer. And so really, this is where I reintroduce this thought too, because value stream management is human. The value stream leader needs to think about these things and use a platform to put it together, right? Think about a governance model. And I showed you a sample of a 3-tiered architecture. You have to look at both the material flow and the information flow. The information flow is the artifacts. To me, the material flow is code to release, to package, to things into production and so on. So you have to look at both the material flow and the information flow. And then you need to look at that and figure out, how can I remove waste there? How can I be more effective by streamlining the time I'm using to do anything in both of those flows? So, it's not that complicated either. And I just want to leave you with this thought of just map your value stream, look at it, improve flow, remove waste, just take it on one piece at a time, capture the information you need so that you get information and analytics to make sure that you're delivering value to your customer and you're managing your value stream to do that efficiently by removing waste. So again, thank you for joining me. And if you have any questions, I'll be here and chat. And if you want to talk more about value stream management with me personally, you can contact me here at ConnectAll. And I look forward to talking to you through the conference. Enjoy the rest of the great presentations that are coming up.